Insects are everywhere. There are more than 1 million known species of them, and likely millions more yet to be discovered. They're in our gardens, in our houses, and even in our beds. But what if one day all insects just disappeared? Would life on Earth still be possible? Well, here's what would happen if all insects vanished. First off, you definitely notice because insects pollinate about 75% of the world's crops. Without them, your morning coffee would be in very short supply, and after that first year, most fruits, vegetables, and nuts would vanish from grocery store shelves. Even meat would be harder to come by, since birds, reptiles, and mammals that eat insects would starve. In short, if all insects disappeared, the whole food chain would fall apart. Take honeybees, for example. They pollinate about 1/3 of the world's crops and are responsible for 1 out of every 3 bites of food that we eat. Without bees, there'd be no more honey and no more apples, cherries, or almonds. Next, there'd be no more bird songs, and songbirds that eat bees would disappear. That means no more robins, blue jays, or sparrows, and those are just the birds. A lot of other animals would go away, too. Insects make up 90% of the diet for some animals like praying mantises and only eat plants. Many butterflies, beetles, and caterpillars munch on leaves, flowers, and fruit. Some insects, like the dung beetle, eat only animal waste. So if all insects suddenly disappeared, all the animals that depend on them for food would be out of luck. And then something strange would happen. Ecosystems would collapse. As food chains break down, predators that dine on animals that eat insects would start to die off. And with fewer predators, populations of insect-eating animals would explode. There'd be a whole lot of foxes, mice, and snakes, but they'd have nothing to eat. And with no predators, there'd be even more snakes and mice. And this imbalance would continue until all the species in the ecosystem died off. There'd also be a lot more waste around. Insects like the dung beetle help recycle the world's waste. Without them, there'd be piles of it everywhere. Dead stuff would pile up, too. You see, insects are nature's decomposers. They break down dead plants and animals and recycle the nutrients inside them back into the ecosystem. Without that recycling, forests would be filled with dead trees and animals. Eventually, though, fungi would take over the decomposition process. It would just take a lot longer for forests to return to their natural state. But while all that was going on, humans would face massive food shortages and much higher prices for the foods that we rely on, especially protein sources like eggs and meat. We might find ways to pollinate crops by hand or with robots, but that would be expensive and time-consuming. Plus, there'd be no more silk, cotton, or wool. If you've ever seen how fast a silkworm can munch through a leaf, you know that we need a whole lot of hired hands to get the job done. So humans would probably survive for a while. But life on Earth wouldn't be possible without insects. They may not be the cutest animals, but they sure are the most important. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe so you never miss an awesome episode.